What's up, guys, and welcome back to SENRAN KAGURA. In the previous video, we played as the sisters, and we were chasing after the dead girl from a previous episode where they were talking about how when they were a little girl, they were playing hide and seek with a girl that was just as powerful of a shinobi as they were, and they think she's dead. And now we're playing as this chapter, which is Jasmine. And it says, defeat Hanzo Academy. I have something I have to teach those girls while I still get up and move. For one, I have no clue which character we're supposed to be playing, because it says Sayuri, that's Master Sayuri. I don't know if they're going to let us play as her or what. But the good news is, we're finally in the final day. That means we're getting close to the end of the game. Which I'm actually kind of, I see, this is why in the previous episode of SENRAN KAGURA, I was like, is it going to be a 19-minute video, or maybe I should do, the next chapter, because I somehow knew this was going to be a reading one. So welcome to the Reading Rainbow, guys. We're here, and we're going to teach you how to read. Please read along with me. Cough, cough, cough. I vomit large amounts of blood onto the onto the floor of the mountain cave. Pat, pat, pat. My raspy voice startles the various creatures of the cave, and they all start wriggling at me. I just don't want to bother them with being old. I spread out a mat and lie down. I light up my pipe. See, this is why she's coughing up blood. Don't you know, lady? Smoking kills. It's true. It's scientifically proven. I was watching a commercial today. It's the hashtag truth. And you don't know it, guys, but the smoking companies have genetically modified tobacco to be highly addictive to people who are, lower income. True story. I remember watching that commercial and was like, hold up here. That's circle logic. Dumbasses. For anybody who doesn't know, there's a commercial that's here in America. I don't know what country you are while watching this. But what it is it's like these commercials. It's like, smokers don't smoke. And they literally jump at anything to be like, see, smoking is bad. It's horrible. It's the worst habit in the world. It's like, do you know that there is a place being advertising cigarettes within lower black communities? And I'm sitting there going, in most lower black communities, which you don't realize what they're trying to say is that cigarettes are advertising only in black communities because they're racist. But what it is if you look at stats and blah blah blah, most black communities have a higher amount of liquor stores, gas stations, places that sell cigarettes. You get what I'm saying? So obviously they're going to advertise for cigarettes. It's really not that racist when you get down to the math, but the newest commercial, I fucking love. Every time it comes on, it's like, do you know that 73% of low-income families are affected by smoking? And I'm sitting there like, shit, 73%? And then the next thing they go to is smoke, and it's like their reasoning behind 73%. Do you know that tobacco companies have genetically modified tobacco to be twice as addictive? And I'm sitting there like, and it only affects lower income families? Come on, really? It's like, okay, son, what we're gonna do, we're gonna genetically modify this tobacco that it only affects people who make $30,000 or less. If they make $30,000 or more, we don't want them hooked on this shit. Nah. And I'm sitting there like, really? That they're going to genetically modify the plant to only affect lower income families. It's like, goddamn. It's like every time I see one of these hashtag the truth commercials, I'm sitting there like, it's always circle logic. It's like, do you know that 71% of people who are mentally disabled or have mental illness tend to come up due to tobacco? And I'm sitting here like, Do you know that a lot of people who are diagnosed with mental illness also tend to self-medicate with illegal drugs and alcohol to help with their side effects? Because they don't believe in traditional medicines, or the traditional medicines make them sick? Wow! You know, it's like, and then they get Logic out, and he's like, it's like they want us to look at it and be like, that's what's normal, that's what's cool. And I'm sitting there like, a guy who's schizophrenic doesn't smoke a cigarette because he's like, I want to be normal like the other people. Fuck off with that dumb shit. And I'm not sitting here going, I'm pro-smoking or pro-tobacco. No. I am pro-science. You know, science, bitch, you know? So, I just hate when they do this, misformative information. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, yeah, smoking's bad, but you don't have to make up shit. You know, somebody's gonna be like, dude, you support the tobacco companies. No, I don't. I'm actually against the tobacco companies also. Like, I'm not sitting here saying the truth is not doing something right by saying, hey kids, don't smoke, but at the same time, it's like if I would come out in this video and be like, do you know every time you smoke a cigarette, a jihad will blow up a tower. Do you want your America to turn into rubble? Don't smoke. It's like, you know, that's what I picture. Like, them having a commercial of an the airplane pilot sitting there smoking a cigarette going into the Twin Towers. Be like, every time you smoke, you have a chance of causing 9/11. It's like, what? What kind of bullshit logic is that? Well, obviously, 9/11 is bad. Tobacco is bad. Put them together, and you got a whole mess of bad. Get out with that shit, dumbass. Running the Kagura Millennium Festival on this large of a scale, it takes a toll on a body like mine. The Makurago sisters help out by summoning the spirits, and I use my ultimate secret ninja art to make a vessel out of this world. I'd practiced before, but nothing quite prepared you for the real thing. And speaking of the real thing, whatever happened here to any of us, well, let's just say it counts back home. It's no small amount of blood on this floor. I don't imagine I have much left in me. How long I can stay connected to this world? Right now, I don't even know. I mean, smoking is probably not helping. I mean, how long? Oh, but I have to see it through. The Kagura Millennium Festival is my responsibility from start to finish. To be honest, Asuka and others have grown stronger, and I thought they would. Their skills, their techniques, their ninja art, they're no ordinary students, I'll tell you that. But mentally, emotionally, they're all still weak. Those kids feel too damn much. What if they had to sacrifice a friend to stop a Yoma? What would these kids do? You know, this actually takes me back to psychology, where I was talking to this with Gray earlier. It's the idea of, could you sacrifice a complete stranger to save a whole train of people? And then the most people will say yes. Or if you had to press a button, like you had two buttons in front of you, one would be you had to sacrifice one person, but if you didn't hit the button, you would have to sacrifice 1,000 people. Would you press the button? And the most logical answer is most people will say yes. Now, the next question you have to say is a train is coming into a station like 200 miles an hour and there's a guy beside you. If you push him on the track, you will save everyone on the train, but that man will die. But if you don't push him in front of the train, everyone on the train will die. Which the opposite answer is no, which means that we're more likely to kill somebody or let somebody die in the sake of, as long as we don't have to watch it. It's a psychological thing. Like, it's like, would you sacrifice one baby for 1,000 lives? And would you sacrifice 1,000 babies for one life? It shows people's understanding of not just empathy, but decision making when it comes to human life. I know damn well what they'll do, they'll stop and think about it. Then they would try to come up with a way to save their friend. And what she's trying to say, it's the same thing when you train a soldier. And this is a shitty part of life, blah, blah, blah. We went from smoking to war. This is what Vietnam does to people. But what happens is, what she's trying to train them for is the same thing that soldiers do, where would they be willing to sacrifice somebody that they call their brother to save the whole troop? Like, say the whole troop is getting gunned down, and you can either leave one man behind and save the rest of the troop, or would you try to sacrifice the whole troop trying to save that one man because y'all are all close? And that's something, and it's a weird thing, because when you are at war, you're supposed to look at your allies as like family or brothers. You're all in this together. But in all reality, the perfect soldier is actually emotionally dead when it comes to those decisions. Where he would have to be able to sacrifice one man to save the rest of the troop. That's why you don't get a lot of people who can handle the psychological parts of being a general or being a lieutenant or really high-ranking army or military, whatever you want to say, because they usually have to make the decision on whether or not one life is worth it, you know. And that's why a lot of the military comes home with psychological issues, because, again, it goes back to, would you push a man in front of a train knowing you could save thousands? And then, like, the next question is always, would you push your brother in front of a train to save thousands? Now, would you sacrifice a train of thousands to save your brother? You know what I mean? It's like, it's a question of seeing how somebody looks at it. You know, and a lot of people will sit and tell you yes, 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 but in this situation, when it's real, a lot of people will not push the person in the train. You know what I mean? Like, push him in front of the train. Or, as I would say, sacrifice one life to save 1,000, you know. And it's weird, because we were just... me and Gray was literally talking about that question an hour ago. Talking about one life equals 1,000, or 1,000 lives equals 1. Like, where do you draw the line of what is appropriate? Like, would you sacrifice one baby to save 1,000 people with Parkinson's? Like, it's like morals, you know. I do get where she's coming from. Is she's trying to train them to basically see each other. Like, I'm not saying they're not supposed to care about each other and all that, but if they have to sacrifice one, they have to be able to sacrifice one. But again, not everybody is psychologically strong enough to do that, or emotionally strong enough to be willing to sacrifice somebody, especially someone they call brother, or somebody that was really close to them to save other people's lives. I mean, again. But Yoma, especially giant Yoma, they don't give you the time to stop and think, not for a second. And until they can master all those rowdy emotions, there's no way they can fight like Kagura. Well, time to head out. I leave the cave and head for the beach. As I stumble down the path, I see the bright blue sea. The crashing waves will go on forever. I won't. But my time's not concerned just now. If I can finish training Asuka and the others, if I can make them all bona fide Kagura, I can kick off any time after that. Moment of truth time. Hold yourself together, Sayuri. But yeah. Grandma! Well, now look at you. You almost look like a whole new person. Where's that scrawny young lady who showed up here? Still, it's not enough. You've got a lot of fighting coming up, and you sure as heck aren't ready for it. A lot of fighting? Grandma, are you coughing up blood again? Stop pushing yourself. You're going to collapse at this rate. You got no time to worry about me. Here's what you're missing. I'm weak. I'm sickly. You see that. So why aren't you attacking me right now? We couldn't do that. Yeah, that's way too low. Too low? How naive can you whippersnappers be? You're going to need a win, and if you see an opening, take it. But if we cheat, we really didn't win. What's the point? What's the point if you lose and die? If the people you're protecting die, you die in vain then. Is that better? Yeah, but Grandma, I'm worried about you. Oh, dearie me. Someone's got to pull you ladies out of La La Land. And if I've got to do it this way... What's this humongous energy? Ultimate Shinobi Transformation. Oh my god, yeah, see, she appears in Peach Beach Splash, which is the second game, and she looks like that. Grandma? When I'm in this form, my true form, you can call me Jasmine. Now come at me. Her energy is colossal. Is it even possible to gather this much power from a shinobi transformation? This is no ordinary shinobi transformation. It's a forbidden technique where you draw out more power by having or shaving off pieces of your lifespan. What? Stop this right now, Grandma! At this rate, you... Don't make me say it again. You do not have time to worry about others. Focus on yourself. But... Asuka, Master Sayuri, no, Master Jasmine, is doing this to teach us a lesson. Then we have to accept her challenge. Man, Asuka, your grandmother sure is something. You guys... Okay, I'll fight you. I'll fight you and I'll experience your lesson if that's what you want. Ah, Asuka, always so ready to risk it all for whatever stirs your passion. But I admire that. Now, have at you. Here I come, Grandma. No holding back. Of course, now face the power of a former Kagura. I'm hoping we get to play as Jasmine. Because, yeah, she's not a playable character, so I couldn't select her. Because I actually tried, so I would have the right character. This is in the Hanzo Academy gym. Yes, we get to play as her. What if she's wearing like bell bottoms? What if she has a little elephant on her arm? I'm hoping none of them get it. I don't have it transformation. Yep, she has a transformation. Oh, you can hit the basketballs. You can hit the basketball. That's a little too short. Okay, we got one down. I love kids. That's that fun. Okay, that's two. Oh shit. Dude, she's really actually kind of badass. I'm glad they let me play as her instead of Kagi. I could take on all 3 of these Kagi. Literally. That's 3. Go. I was just swinging at her too. Nope, that's right. Oh yeah, I forgot she was high. Damn, they made Master Sayuri OP as hell. Especially since I didn't have a transformation and kicked all of their asses. That wasn't even a challenge. Yeah, that's actually half true. I think I only lost like maybe part of my health. And we defeated all 5. You're too strong, Grandma. None of us held back at all, but we couldn't even lay a finger on her. So this really is the power of a Kagura. Does that mean we're still weak?
お前たちは私が血を吐いているのを知っていながら手加減せずに最後まで戦い抜いた。それでいい。それが
Knowing that I've been spitting blood, you went the distance and you didn't pull a punch. You threw away your sympathy. That's what I'm looking for.
捨ててないよ。
I haven't thrown it away.
何？
What?
ばっちゃんやの情があったから。
My sympathy is what made me want to fight you as hard as I could.
あくまで情は捨てんというのか。
So you're not gonna put those emotions aside. Nope.
1000年に一度現世に現れる妖魔がいる。 それがお前たちの戦う相手。古のヨーマ、真だ。
The Yoma you're up against is an ancient demon. It appears in the real world once in a millennium. Its name is Shin.
1000年に一度。
Once in a millennium? Is it possible that the Kagura Millennium Festivals?
ようやくイカル
Well,
が
now
気
look
づいたよう
like
じゃ
a
の。
Kagura finally figured it out.
イカルガさん、どういうこと
Kagura, what does she mean by that? I've already figured it out. This is like, at once in a millennium, they take girls to this festival to teach them how to be powerful, so they can fight against this powerful Yoma Shin. Like, they come here and become stronger from fighting with each other, and it's like a training technique, so they will become strong enough to be able to face the Yoma.
それは
She means.
まあいい。私の口から話してやるよ。
Let's just cut to the chase. I'll tell you everything. And it goes to black screen. What's bad? You get to play as Jasmine or Master Sayuri, better known as Asuka's grandmother, only in this one thing. I think it's a DLC character you can buy.
妥当な評価だね。
So it's like all the EXP that you got for her. I can't remember if you can only play as her or you can play as the grandmother. But I remember that when I was looking through the DLC for this game, like the DLC, I would call it microtransactions. Because it's like 99 cents, so your girls can wear this costume. It's like, I ain't paying 99 cents for that. That's stupid. Or you have to pay like $6 for another character. Oh no, we get Jasmine. Now, who was the character we could unlock? Like through
こいつ
DLC.
は使えそうだね。
Now I'm actually wanting to go look at the DLC for this game, because there's actually... I thought Jasmine was a DLC character. Because, dude, like, both Peach Beach Splash and this game had DLC characters. And I'm sitting there like, I ain't paying $6.99 for a character. I'm sorry, game. But I would like to thank everybody for watching, and if you enjoyed, please like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video.